Good morning, Georgia, on this cold Friday morning. It's December 23rd, and we have weather that is between 14 to 17 degrees. And it's supposed to be like that for the next couple of days. And then next week, we're going to be up in the mid 50s. So who figures, But I am out today because, I like to be able to enjoy some of my winter interests. I don't have a lot right now because I mainly focus on hydrangeas and rose bushes and what have you, but you can still have, some winter interests with those. But planted some trees. This spring I'm going to be planting some pencil, I think they're called junipers, to have some added winter interests next year, But I'm just that person that I can't stay sitting down, and I enjoy being outside. So, just wanted to be able to share with you guys that even when we have bad weather, or it's cold, you can still enjoy your garden and just some of the, winter interests that you may have had planted. So take this walk with me. Like some winter interests, plants like my tea olive bush. I actually moved it earlier in the year because where I had it, it didn't seem to be conducive for it to flourish like it is. And when I get my plants are small. I want to be able to see them grow. I'm not that instant gratification type of gardener. We also have my Lent rose. Does everybody know Lent rose is, comes up during the winter and have, even with snow on the ground. I got a couple that have buds on it, but because of the temperature drop, they look kind of sad. And then we know monkey grass will always be there. But yeah, I have, some of these throughout my garden. That's my mulberry, but all the leaves have fallen off of it. And one of my miniature roses that was absolutely doing fantastic, but because of the colder weather, this is what ended up happening to it. I also have my gardenia here, sorry for the shadow. But, like I said, winter interests, I have my moochie grass that, it hasn't turned completely brown. So, I like to keep, that up, like I said, so that I can have some winter interests. And then this is another section that I have my Lenten rose. But like I said, this cold weather is doing a number on them. This is one of my microphilias. The only thing that I'm concerned about is, as you can see on there, it got like tons of buds. And I'm just concerned that the drop in the temperature might end up, impacting them for their blooms next this coming summer. I got a sunshine, Lithias, I think it's called. I think I'm probably going to move this one because it says that it needs, at least 6 hours of sun, and it has like a chartreuse coating on it, but this is like all green. I'll show you the other one, that way you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, how it's that bright chartreuse green and then the darker green that folds into it. And then just some more Lenten rose. My mums, mums are mums, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Got other versions of Lenten rose. My lamb's ear. Lamb's ear are hardy. I transplanted these earlier in the season because I actually had to thin out one of them that had gotten massive. And then they do end up showing a little wear because of the frost, and that's what ends up happening is the leaves end up getting wet, and then that ends up encouraging, them to wilt. But they're very, very hardy, so I'm not too worried, about those guys not coming back. And then this is the lamb's ear that don't get the flowers on it. I think it's called Queen Elizabeth, and I love it, because you got that silvery blue leaves, leaves on it. That's really nice. Let's see. Like I said, I got tons of those in my hydrangeas that are back here. And like I said, last year I covered them. I'm not going to do it this year because I think it ended up doing more damage to him than having that protection over them. But, my thing is nature's going to do what nature's going to do. And if they get a lot of blooms, they get a lot of blooms. If not, the greenery is still absolutely gorgeous. And then this is called wine glass or something like that. So it stays green pretty much all season around and gets these beautiful wine cups. That's what it's called. Gets these beautiful deep burgundy flowers that are like upside down that grows on them. More lamb's ears. Like I said, they're just very healthy. I'm going to thin them out because we're actually doing another garden area. Oh my God, is it cold? Is it cold? And then my flagstone irises are doing good over here. They die back, but then come back with a full force. And my length rose is still winter interest, even though it's not up to par like it normally is. But like I said, a lot of it depends upon what you want, to have in your garden, to be able to, enjoy all through the seasons. And then like my rose bushes, they have, and you can see, got like tons of buds on them, but their cold weather end up doing a number on them, but like I said, there are plants that just bounce back and you don't have to worry about it. And as you see, I have like tons of hydrangeas. These are the prime that end up blooming pink, and then I have the normal limelight there. And then look at this, my candy tuft. I mean, this has been rocking all year, and it's because we've had this crazy weather. It got like some blooms on it. Shouldn't be blooming at this time, but they get confused just like we do. And then this is my little lime that I have back here, so like I said, there's a lot of things that, you can still enjoy the beauty of your garden, even in the wintertime. And I mean, look at this. This is my, what is this? Jasmine. Look at those beautiful colors. I love it. The goal is for that rascal to encompass the entire front of my gazebo here. So, but I love that bright red color that the leaves produce, and they some fall off, but not much. It's pretty much like this until spring, and then change the color, and then get their beautiful white flowers on it. And then I have another one mimicking on the other side. They look like they were struggling, because I would have thought they would have been further up on the arbor, but I actually put some compost, a nice healthy layer of compost on there, and then the mulch, to protect it. So I'm hoping that this summer this will be in full form. Like I said, always something, in your garden, even when it's during its dormancy, you can find enjoyment out of it. Like my massive butterfly bushes. Now, mind you, I cut these guys down to maybe 6 inches last spring. And look how massive this is. And, you know, I won't cut it down until the spring, you know, because it still has, you know, some seeds on it. It's not the seeding type of butterfly bush. This one is even bigger, you know. My husband says that they're evasive. He's like, they're not evasive. They just get nice and big and full, which I love. And then I have some more hydrangeas over here. And then this is my Sprea plant. And then even my sedums still has some fresh bulbs coming on them. And then these are bachelor buttons. I mean, they still have blooms on them. And like I said, you know, there are some things that year round you'll end up being able to enjoy. I mean, like this is my forsythia. Okay, so all the leaves are gonna fall off. And then in the springtime, it will be covered with these little yellow flowers. Like I said, this crazy weather that we've been having, you see, I even got like a couple of them that are blooming on here. So, and it's like they're confused, but I have every confidence that they're gonna come back like they always do. And then this is my Texas lilac bush. This guy was maybe about 18 inches tall. And look how massive it is. And this is only 2 years. This is 2 years for this guy. So I'm just, and then I have some evergreens back here. You know, I forget the name of them, but they're the ones that stink. They have like a stinky smell, you know, to them. And then this was my first original rose bush when we moved here. Little 3-gallon pot. And look how big this guy is, you know? So, you know, and two, part of me, you know, coming out, you know, when everybody else would probably be inside, you know, because it's so cold, is I like to sort of get my mind set on, you know, what I want my garden to look like, because it's ever changing. You know, my husband's like, when will this ever end? You know, and you know, dependent upon, you know, the plants that I get, you know, what kind of, you know, exposure to sun they need, you know, those are things that, you know, I take into consideration. And, you know, one of the things that we did, and I showed it in an earlier video, was we planted 4 crabapple perfusions, because I'm trying to create some sun blockage, because my yard is pretty much full sun after 12 o'clock. And I have a pretty big backyard, but I'm trying to create areas to where I'm going to be able to provide some shade, because even with my limelights, the prime, I have some that are up on the hill there that bloomed beautifully, did the change in color. The 3 that I have here, they did not bloom like the other ones did. They did the chartreuse green, the white, and then went directly to brown. So I'm kind of hoping that the 2 trees that we planted here will add as a buffer for that direct heat, because it'll still get, you know, some sun based off of the height of the trees that we planted, and then 2 where we have them located. So I will keep you posted, and I am just looking so forward to when the good weather breaks and I can get out here and work in my garden. All right, see you later, Georgia.